These guys are ridiculous. These guys are ridiculous.
And we are back with another episode of How About Them
How
Celtics.
about
Sam
them
and I here
damn
recording
Celtics?
Saturday, March 2nd. And as always, if you like us, if you like the Celtics, make sure to subscribe to How About Them Celtics. Leave a like on the video. We'd appreciate it very much. Also, didn't have a lot of comments today. Comment what's popping on this video. If you comment what's popping below, you'll be entered automatically for a chance to win a $10 gift card to Incognito, where you can get some really cool flavors of popcorn. I know my favorite is the cheddar disguised caramel. Sam likes the cinnamon toast. Is that
cinnamon
correct? That's still a favorite?
toast, cheesy garlic bread. They have plenty of great flavors.
Mhm.
I need
So,
to
yeah.
order some more, to be honest with you.
Make sure to comment what's popping. And again, leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Both are free, and we'd appreciate it very much. But let's talk Celtics. So Celtics took on the Mavericks last night. Kyrie Irving was in town. Celtics shut him down. If you want to hear your full thoughts on the game itself, you can check out the video that dropped yesterday morning. That was purely focused on the Mavericks game. However, we're going to talk about Celtics fans who booed Kyrie Irving. Tatum and Brown talked about it after the game. Kyrie also talked about it after the game. Listen, Tatum's quote, obviously we all know what happened, but that was a while ago, a couple years ago. I have a great relationship with him. A few of us are still, they're still here that played with him, have a great relationship with him. We've moved on from it, but you understand that the fans are passionate about things like that. So I guess that is to be expected, but none of the players have any animosity towards Kai or anything like that. What you expect, whatever. Like he gets it. He's like, fans gonna do what they do. We don't care. Whatever, fine. Jalen said, before he even said the part that's listed here, he said, like, I don't really have any like thoughts on it. Like, whatever, fans are gonna do what fans do. But he said we should probably boo every star player that comes into the arena. So when Jokic and all those other guys come here, boo them too. So he was basically like, I don't care. I understand why fans do it, but boo everybody. Good. And then Kyrie's thoughts. Said it's been 6 years. You got to love it. They have a right to boo. For my career record against them in the last few games, I haven't won. So until I beat them, they have the right to continue to boo. I think that's just what makes the theatrics of sports and competitive sports fun. Just got to embrace it. It's part of it. Good response.
Not what you would expect from Kyrie. Last time he was like, they hate me because I'm black.
Get over it.
Now he's like, oh, like, yeah, it's been 6 years. Like, I kind of understand where they're coming from. And I did not expect this from Kyrie. Like, he's just like, okay, I kind of deserve it. And, they're going to do what they're going to do. And that's part of the game. Love this from him. Not being the victim almost makes you like want to like not be as vicious towards him. I did love the boos. I like that. And I kind of agree with Jalen where I think everybody should kind of get boos when they come in. But, when somebody like Kyrie comes in or LeBron or anybody like Ray Allen, like other guys that have just kind of like made their presence like unwelcome, they should get booed. And I think until Kyrie retires, they should boo him. I don't even know if it would be like a necessarily hostile booing up until the end. It would almost be like a respect thing towards the end. You know what I'm saying? Does that make any sense?
Not really, but I understand it.
Like, I don't know. This like almost olive branch quote from Kyrie, I don't think people are going to not boo him, but it may just be like, hey, like, we don't appreciate what you did. And that's it. It's not like, hey, we want to see you lose every single time and hope you never win again. And like, there's not as much.
I feel like it's less
behind it.
I feel like there's a lot less we hate you as a person and more we hate what happened here, which respect. I mean, I've always said that. Like, I feel like
funny. He's added more fuel to the fire since he left.
I know. I feel like I disagree with a lot of stuff Kyrie has done. I feel like him as a person, like I've said this time and time again, like I feel like if you talk to him and had a conversation with him, he'd probably be like a really nice guy. But it's
the
just
funny
like
thing is,
you understand why basketball fans are mad about what he did.
Before we started, I was on Reddit and like somebody posted the clip of Kyrie sucks chants to the NBA community. And there were like all these comments. I was curious what people had to say because I do get curious what outsiders think of all of it, if they think the fans are being too dramatic or whatever. And somebody replied with like Gorman talking about Kyrie because after the game, Mike Gorman was like, hey, as they were going to black for commercial, he was like, hey, he's now lost 10 straight against the Celtics. Don't worry about it. Pretty much like just got the jab in right as they went to break. It was fantastic. But somebody shared a clip of him talking to Michael Hawley back in 2019, right after Kyrie had left. And he was talking about like his experience around Kyrie when he was on the Celtics. He was like, Yeah, Kyrie didn't say a whole lot. Like, I probably spoke 10 words to him the entire time he was here. He mentioned, like, being in an elevator with him and, like, he was like, "Hey, how you doing?" Just ignored him, like, weird behavior like that.
Well, yes, I also think the important context is like his grandpa did just die at the time, so I feel like he was also not the normal person he is today. Really seriously, he's talked about it before. He's like, yeah, that year started off all right, and then my grandpa died, and I was not myself for a year or two after that, and so I think there's more context than just yeah, he's an awful person because he ignored Mike Gorman time, and I'm not saying that's what you're
I'm not
saying.
saying he's an awful person. I'm just saying, like, he has, like, a tendency to be a little weird.
Yeah, but
Like, that's just weird. Like, someone's like, "Hey, how you doing?" All you have to say is, "Oh, I'm all right. How are you?" And that's the end of it. You don't
sure.
have to have a whole conversation with them.
I know, and I'm not saying Kyrie's not a weird person. He's definitely interesting, to say
He's
the
like
least. But
one extreme or the other. Because
I
like, he
just don't
does, like,
think
a lot of
taking.
charitable stuff, a lot of good things, but then on the other hand, he's, like, ignoring Mike Gorman or some
I
of the
just
other
yeah.
things.
See, I just don't think taking one interaction is fair to base a personality trait off him. He maybe he didn't hear him. Maybe he was upset that day. Maybe
Very
there's
fair.
all these different things that could have happened. So I think pulling that one interaction and saying, yeah, probably not a good person is just
Maybe he thought
too jumping the gun and too much I don't really think that's necessarily
Gorman was
fair.
Jewish.
No, I don't think that was it either. I don't no, I don't know. He's talked about it before. He's talked about yeah, I didn't handle it well. I was going through a lot at the time. It wasn't my best moment, etc. And I do think there has been the Nets era was the Nets era. Brooklyn fans should boo him more than Celtics fans should boo him. But
I think people in we should all remember the reason why I think he is at the epicenter of all the boos is less about, hey, I'll come back, and more about, hey, I'm gonna play so bad that we lose. Like, he was awful in the playoffs, and he was dragging his feet, clearly just shot his way out of town on the way out and quit on the team. And I think that's why people really, really hold that grudge. Not so much. I mean, the if you'll have me back, I'll stay thing is, great in the I want to be the last guy to ever wear number 11. And I'm going to make a Nike commercial with my dad on the parquet floor and talk about all these things. But the quitting on the team is the thing that resonates with me. I just remember watching that and I was like, oh my God, there's no way he can leave after that. Because that's going to be a big stand on his legacy. But he left.
yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. Fans can boo him if they want. I have no problem with it. They have the right to. The way he left, the way he handled it. I do think we have seen more. I mean, as evidenced by the quote, I feel like Kyrie
Yes.
has changed a little bit over the past few years, especially in terms of his, I don't want to say relationship, but his, the way he's viewed Celtics fans and the way he's accepted that they'll boo him. There's no flipping
There's a
him off.
maturity
There's
about
no, yeah, which is fun. I don't know. I understand why they boo him. I don't care enough to have a problem with Kyrie, but I get it.
Makes
Makes
one
sense.
of us.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't
Play
matter.
well yesterday, 9 of 23. It
No.
was an homage to the Bucks series.
And also, we've talked about it before. Celtics are probably better off that he left. Let's be real.
True. It's true. Again, it's not about the leaving. It's about the quitting on the team. For me.
I know. No, I agree. I don't know. It was 5 years ago. I get why fans boo it, and I get they don't forget, but I
6.
don't really care anymore.
Boom forever.
Sure, that's fine with me.
You know what's gonna kill me is when LeBron says he's gonna retire and has his Kobe circle jerk tour, and people cheer him here. It's gonna kill me.
I don't know.
Dak
I feel
is
like they
clearly more of a media member than me.
I
He
don't care.
has no feeling.
I don't care about that stuff. Xavier Tillman got his first real minutes against the Mavs last night as we're recording this, 2 nights ago as you're listening to this. Played around 15 minutes and got some praise from Jaylen Brown after the game. He also spoke too, so we'll talk about Tillman's quotes himself. But Jaylen said, X looked good out there, man. It's like he fit right in. He came in, he made contributions on defense, got a few rebounds, got some stops. Then on offense, you can just tell he's got a good feel for the game. Good screen setter, got big hands, so I was able to find him a few times on the baseline and hit him in some of those seam passes. Just reading the defense and how they're guarding, X looked real good tonight. Tillman also talks, so we can talk about some of his quotes too, but we talked about in the Mavs game.
Huge hands.
Why? What's so? I don't get it.
It's a weird thing to say about hey, he played well. What do you think? He's like, massive hands. I shook his hand and I felt like a little child's toy.
uh, Tillman played good, and it was nice to see him fit in with the team. Do you think this means he takes Cornette's minutes, or do you think it'll be a matchup thing?
I think it's a matchup thing. I think yesterday was a matchup thing. I think they liked the fact that Tillman could switch out when Dallas was running their many picks, pick and rolls, pick and pops, and switch on to Luka and do an okay job. Like Luka scored on him a few times, but he did a really good job of staying with him. He's strong enough not to get bumped off his line by Luka, and he did a good job of contesting a lot of those little jumpers he was taking. So I think we saw a really great example of why Tillman is valuable to this team yesterday. It helps that it was pretty much as good as he could have played in the short minutes he had. But both ends of the floor, we talked about it last night in the recap. It's like people that are really into basketball got a kick out of this, and maybe not the casual fan that's going to see somebody like Mike Muscala debut and make a bunch of threes and be like, this guy's the greatest ever. Why is he not in the lineup? Like, no, this guy is doing all the little things. He's getting in there, putting his head down, setting good screens, reading the game, making it the extra pass, directing traffic, telling Pritchard to go to the corner. Tillman had such an impressive debut. I'm excited to see what they do with him on Sunday because I think it could be another spot for him to play against the Warriors where it's like, hey, they're going to run Steph Curry around. And, it might be a lot to ask to put Tillman on Curry, but to have some sort of faith in him being able to switch at least a little bit more than Cornette isn't saying much. It's like, hey, Luke, you're really good at playing defense inside. You're a great tree, but I don't really want you chasing Steph Curry around. And maybe if the Celtics decide that they don't really want to have to rely on drop coverage, that could be another spot for Tillman. It's actually kind of surprising that they didn't trot him out there against the Knicks. I guess maybe they were okay with the drop coverage in that game because it turned out it was fine. But yeah, yesterday was a great debut for Tillman, and we saw what he brings defensively too.
Yeah. Tillman also spoke after the game. Sorry, I was looking to my article for the quotes, right? And I saw a comment that said the writer doesn't mention the main reason Tillman can be important. And I was like, what are you talking about?
What is the main reason? Did they say?
I love what
it was a cliffhanger.
No, they said I love Cornette brings to I love what Cornette brings and how he is sounds critic, but Tillman is a better fit in the team switch everything defense, which they don't really run as much anymore. So I didn't mention it. Like, yes, he switched, and I talked about when he guarded Luka Doncic, so I think you can infer that he is good at switching. But my bad. Sorry, I'll lay things out.
Sometimes you really have to like hit him right between the eyes and be like, "Hey, idiot! This is why I think this guy is a good player." That's what I did.
Tillman spoke about it. He talked about getting comfortable in Boston. He said DJ McClay, assistant, has helped him get acclimated with like the coverages and stuff. He said having a chance to learn from guys. He mentioned Al Horford, Peyton Pritchard, No Shape or Set as three guys he's like talked to, like a chance to sit and learn from those guys. He talked what?
He's literally like doing everything he can to be Al Horford.
I guess so.
There were multiple tweets last night from media members that were like, yo, they look the same from the ninth floor. Like, I guess Mark DeBico was talking with the CLNS guys, and he put out a tweet. He was like, yeah, like they look the same. They run the same. They had the same shooting sleeve on. They have the same haircut, about the same size. Like, he's like, I'm going to be you.
Good. Please. I think Boston would love that.
I
Please
can't think of a specific example, but there are like movies / TV episodes where like somebody just tries to completely take somebody's identity. That's what he's doing.
It's fine with me. I think Celtics fans would like it. He said he didn't know he was going to get the minutes. He said I had no clue, but he said he felt like the minutes went well as far as offensively and defensively. Did mention that he wished he would have kept his eyes on the JT pass a little longer so he didn't drop it, but said somebody got their hands on it. But I think the most interesting quote that I heard from him, somebody asked him, he like said this on the Gills Arena podcast, which I didn't listen to in full. But he like expanded on it and talked about how Boston's been business-like. He said, it's really, really laid back. I feel like it's a cool place in terms of keeping basketball, not like making it your identity. So that people are allowed to feel all the emotions, but at the same time, nobody takes it home and nobody's dwelling on it. And then when you come in the next day, you can just see people feel fresh faced and everybody's good versus like dwelling on past performances and whatnot. So that's what I mean by business like. And that has been kind of the vibe the Celtics have given off, just like
day by day.
They're like, yeah, they're just kind of marching along, focusing on what's in front of them. The way I phrased it in the article, I was like, they focus on things game by game, quarter by quarter, minute by minute. Like the last minute didn't happen. Like they are only focused on what's in front of them. And I think that is for the best. And I mean, Tillman likes it so far.
Tillman, by the way, who is shooting 40% with Memphis this year, 100% shooting from the field.
Huge sample size, right? What's the
2 shots per game in 2 appearances, so 4 total shots.
He's 4 for 4.
4 for
We
4
take
like
those.
Wendy's.
We do take those though. No complaints here.
They still do the 4 for 4, or is it the biggie bag now?
I think they only have the biggie bag. It's a damn shame.
It is a shame. Travesty. Assault.
426. I knew the tax. I got the 4-4 a lot.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? You mean 426? Is that a date? April 26th? Talking about the fucking price of a 4 for 4 off the top of his head. He's got all the pennies counted out and everything.
I'm pretty sure it's 426. No, one of my buddies from high school, we got bored one summer, and so he decided. I went with him to some of them with like my other friends, but he went to every single Wendy's in Massachusetts.
Oh yes, you told me about.
Yeah,
that.
And so that's why I know the 4-4 price.
By the way, Wendy's preliminary rat list. I know it's early in the show. You haven't seen this, so Wendy's apparently is going to do what they call surge pricing.
Oh, I did see this.
So if it's a busier time of day, they're like, if you want this damn fucking whatever the fuck they call their burger, you're paying extra, buddy. They're literally Celtics ticket pricing you. That's what they're doing. Like, our team's good right now. Get ready to pay out your ass.
That is insane, but people are probably gonna like bite. So they're probably
if you're hungry, dude, you're gonna be like, hell yeah, I gotta eat. Or you're like, maybe I'll just go to McDonald's.
Time to adjust dinner time. It looks like I'm eating at 3 p.m. Wendy's.
Well,
on the flip side. Yeah. Wait a second. On the flip side, does that mean it's gonna be a lot cheaper when it's 3 p.m.? Because
when it's time for you to eat dinner at 2 a.m. before you go to bed, it's gonna be like 90 cents for a double cheeseburger. Do they have a special name for their cheeseburger?
Dave's cheeseburger, junior bacon cheeseburger.
Oh yeah. The Baconator.
Baconator's the big one. I had Wendy's yesterday, actually. I got this weird burger.
Fine establishment. Not as fine as Jersey Mike's.
No. I saw someone trying it on
Mike's tweet.
No.
From Tuesday, I was like, Jersey Mike's is one of those places you go and you sit down, you know you're about to like be in a moment in history.
Stupid. You're not wrong. I haven't had Jersey Mike's in a while.
It's facts, dude. You get your sandwich, you're like, this is going to be one of the best like 10 minutes of my life.
Jersey Mike's is phenomenal.
Football season may be over, but the action on the floor is heating up. Whether it's a tournament season or the fight for a playoff home court, there's no shortage of high-stakes basketball moments this time of year. Get in on the excitement with Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app, where you can turn your hoops knowledge into serious cash. Testing my skills on Prize Picks this season is the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $1,000 with just a few taps. Prize Picks is really simple to play, and I can make my picks and submit my entry in less than 60 seconds. Download the app today and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Use the code CLNS for the first deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
All right. Anyways, speaking of phenomenal, Mozart. Yeah, sorry. We should went on Wendy's tangent. Joe Mazzulla.
Wait till you hear what we have next.
Yeah, Joe apparently loves Mozart. Where did you find this?
So the Celtics have started to put out like little insider anecdotes from the team. So I think Taylor Snow wrote up a piece where he talked to Charles Lee about the shit that happens with Mazzulla at the helm. And Charles Lee gave us a little bang for our buck. You want me to read it?
Yeah, please.
So Charles Lee says to Taylor Snow, he goes, one practice we had in Philly stands out to me. We needed to work on our offensive spacing and togetherness, and Joe talked about not letting the music stop, not letting the ball just stop. He ended up telling them that they had to go up and down the court with nonverbal communication, and he played Mozart in the background. The vibe, the energy in the gym, I thought it was just dope. It was really cool. And then we go out that night against Philly, and it immediately translated to the game. I think we missed a ton of shots, but the ball did not stop moving, and we really thought we did a great job of passing the ball. So that practice really sticks out to me.
Joe is I can't express to you how much I love Joe Mazzulla. He is nonstop, constant content and entertainment. Like
I
it's,
would
do you
love
see
to
he
know
brought
what it's
his
like to like be in his head.
right? Did you see he brought his kid on the podium last night?
I did. I did.
Very
You
cute.
said you missed it.
I'm very sad I missed it. Yeah, it was very cute though. Watching the video back,
They had all the kids. I wonder if he's friends with Deuce.
probably.
Yeah.
Do you see Deuce in the locker room? High five.
I see. I sent it to the lady. I was like, "You'll like this."
Very cute. And then Josh Horford went on a road trip recently, and Luke Cornett
Oh.
community event, talking about like how all the fathers on the team, like he talked about how it's like a good connection, how it like keeps them, like basically what Tillman said, like basketball is basketball, but we all know like family's more important, so it all keeps us grounded. So that it was also cool to hear that.
It would be funny if they just made Peyton Pritchard like be the babysitter for all their kids every once in a while.
Would
Like-
you trust Peyton Pritchard with your child? I don't think I would.
No, Peyton
With all
Pritchard.
due respect.
He's not even like a weird guy. He's just like, all I know is basketball. So we would have your kids doing suicides.
Although, as somebody who
we both did it.
yeah, as Shams retweeted something. As somebody who is behind on the videos, I did watch it last night. Peyton Pritchard could not make his blindfolded free throws.
He
not
fucking
even close.
stole, dude. He embarrassed all of us.
Derek White was
Airball.
killing it. D White made 5 out of 10. That's pretty good.
I've
Then
lost all
Pritchard
faith in
flopped.
this team if those two lost to Big Cat. Plain and simple.
Well, it was blindfolded.
Derek
so.
White made the first 4. I was like, holy shit, this man is not missing.
Anyways, this second quote's the most interesting to me. Was this from the same thing? Like
This is
same
from
video?
the same thing. I just figured I'd break it up.
Yeah. Do you want me to read it or do you want to read it?
You go ahead.
Charles Lee continues. And then another one that sticks out is at the Auerbach Center, we were working on some end of game situations, and Joe talked to the staff about how we were going to intro it. And then we get to the court and they have live music from the arena that had the fans like, defense.
I wonder if it was the COVID soundtrack. Because when they were in the bubble, they had the fake crowd noise and chants
Probably.
and everything going on.
And then he goes, it just brought an extra intensity to practice, and everyone was super geeked up and jazzed up. I feel like we were at the geeked up and jazzed up is insane. I feel like we were at the Garden really going through these end of game situations. It was very creative. Now, I put this on the sheet. We heard this. So the media at practice can't see the practice. There's a thing, but we were there and like we're just sitting there waiting, and then we just hear the music. Da, 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 da. Like let's start going. We were just like, is that the fucking crowd noise? Like we were confused, and it was loud enough where we could hear it clearly through the glass and everything. So like they had that shit blasting. It was insane.
I really would love to just like be like, what do you think about all day, Joe?
He is. Joe might be Dos Equis' most interesting man in the world. Like genuinely,
He might be.
He's up
Actually,
there. Yeah.
in like 5 years, it'll be really fun to be like, Jason, what was the weirdest thing he did with this team? If he's
The
not
documentary. Documentary's gonna go hard.
Mixed documentary. It is going to be a big fat Curb episode if they don't win. It's just going to be like Joe doing the most ridiculous things. Everyone's like, yeah, like I thought this was really cool. And then they just like come up short.
I saw a Curb clip on my timeline the other day. This is just us fucking around Wendy's and now this. It was Larry playing golf, and he goes, they're a little close. I don't want to hit yet. And the people go, you've never hit it that far in your life. And he just hits
This
him
was
in
one
the
of the new episodes. I watched
Yeah.
this Thursday. It was fantastic. So Larry's golfing. Larry has sat on a bench behind a deaf man taking golf lessons, and he stole the tips from the golf lesson that he didn't pay for, and the trainer was pissed at him. So he uses the golf technique that he stole and drives this ball further than he's ever driven it and nails the deaf guy. And the whole point is like, he's like, well, I couldn't yell 4 because he wouldn't hear me. And they're all mad at him. They're like, you didn't say 4.
I didn't know that context, but that is such a real thing in golf. Like
Curb is
you're
a fantastic series.
you're
Like, I
supposed
think
to, like-
you would like Curb.
I know you're supposed to like go when they're far enough away. They like keep pace of play and keep like stuff moving. But like it'll be, I don't think I can hit him, but I want to wait just in case. So like let him get on the green in case I hit it. And then when you let them go, you hit it, you like miss your shot and you hit it like 20 yards and it's just shit. But then you're like, I never hit it that far. That's when you hit it like the best in your life and you just nail them. So it's a very back and forth struggle in golf.
Speaking
point
of
is-
curb episodes,
Yes.
Damian Lillard gave a quote this week that was pretty much a big fat curb episode. I wrote about it for Celtics blog, and that we talked about this interview last time we did a pod. So shame on us, or me, for not reading the entire article and just waiting for it all to come out on Twitter. Dame talked to Chris Mannix of Sports Illustrated and did a whole interview, and we did the thing about him being like, all I do is watch boxing. But in the same interview, he was like, Dame, what do you think of Milwaukee? Like, you guys played really well in the preseason and everything seemed to be gelling. Like, did you think you were just going to come out and roll everybody? And he says to Mannix, he goes, I thought we was going to be how Boston is right now. Context.
Sorry, I'm just laughing.
Damian Lillard's best friend, the whole wide world, Chris Haynes, went on the Dan Patrick show back in June, back when the Dame trade request circle jerk was in full effect. And he was like, Dan Patrick goes, so like, what are some of the destinations, like Miami, but like, what if it's not Miami? Like Boston has enough to, put a package together and probably match the salary. And Chris Haynes started to laugh and said, he's definitely not going to Boston. No, not Boston.
Well,
And not for nothing, like Milwaukee's slow start is probably because of him not playing defense.
that's definitely a part of it. For sure. I also think it's worth noting, I think the Celtics would be like significantly worse if Dame was on the team.
I agree. Maybe it's me. LeBron tweet.
Like, if you replace Dame with Drew Holiday, like the Celtics are not as good of a basketball team. Not even
No,
close.
Milwaukee's a better team, I think, if Drew Holiday's
And-
still there.
I agree. And I think Dame is a better player than Drew Holiday, like overall. But it's just like one of the situations, like I think prime Russell Westbrook is a better player than prime Paul George, but I think prime Paul George is easier to build a team around. Do you know what I'm saying? Does that make
This
sense?
is the Luka effect.
Yeah, literally. Like good players can be better than other guys, but if they have major flaws, they are tougher to integrate into a successful team.
I really think the NBA, and not basketball in general, just the NBA, is becoming positionally based again, but more in a who's going to carry the team, who's going to be the guy that can shapeshift like Derek White, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think what you're getting with superstars is like kind of like a position on the team. It's a role, I guess.
Sure.
So all of these guys can be fantastic players, and every single player in the NBA is a fantastic player. If you plucked them out and put them on Team X in whatever men's league tournament, they would be the superstar guy. But in the NBA, you just can't do that. There's too many guys. There's too many good players. So, like Russell Westbrook, Luka might be unfair at this point. But somebody like Russ, like you said, maybe is not the best at playing superstar for your team. I don't know how much sense that makes. But in my
I get
head,
it.
makes sense.
I get it, but I think Russell Westbrook's a fine. I don't necessarily think it's this player is good superstar, this player is bad superstar. I think it is like prime Russell Westbrook was a great player, phenomenal player.
Yeah.
But you need to, it's just tougher to build around that. Like prime Russ right now is probably better than prime Tatum, but prime Tatum is easier to build around. And so in the end, he'll probably end up being regarded as better and might end up being better overall because he was able to be built around easier. Like it's this weird thing. Like Russell Westbrook, in my opinion, very clearly made his teams better. Like that Thunder team where he dragged them to the playoffs and won the MVP and averaged triple-double. Like he needed to average triple-double that season for them to be good. 100%. I believe that. Like you look at the rest of the guys on that team, like if he was sharing the ball and playing off the ball a lot more, they would not have won games, right? That doesn't mean they're ceiling.
Do you want him spotting up to shoot?
No, but like, do you want the other guys like handling the ball and taking over on that team? No, I'm talking about this this one specific scenario. Overall,
Okay.
I understand what you're saying and I agree with you, but I'm not talking about a championship team. And I feel like that is where a lot of your perspective comes from. And I agree that should obviously be the goal. But in this one specific season, this Thunder team was never going to win a title. They just weren't. It wasn't going to happen. They weren't good.
Correct.
However,
Probably should have tanked, actually. Shame on him.
Can you let me fucking make
They
my
coulda got
point?
Tatum.
Stop being an asshole. Russell Westbrook took this team and was good enough because of his passing ability, because of his rebounding, because of his superstardom, to drag them to the playoffs. And that feat was impressive enough. And that had to do with his talent. But you put Russell Westbrook in the situation with other stars that is conducive to winning a title, and he's not as effective because he does need the ball. I don't think that means Russell Westbrook is a significantly worse player than some of these guys. It is just a lot harder to build around him as the star to win a title. Maybe to make the playoffs, sure, but I don't think that's a knock on them as a player. I think it's a knock on their play style, which I suppose is like why you want to build around guys like Tatum and or Jokic versus Luka and or
Maybe it's just guys that can
Russ.
almost fit into two different positions. The way I presented it, like, okay, Tatum can be your takeover guy, but he can also be your layback, draw the defense,
Exactly.
like, defer guy. I don't really think somebody like Luka can do that.
Yeah, I think part of it is a mindset thing, and I think credit to Russ. I think Russ is capable of having the mindset of I don't need everything, or at least now he is. Look at him on the Clippers.
Now
team.
he's grown.
He's grown into it.
He got bullied into it by Laker
yeah.
fans and the national media when he was ran over and backed over and parked on with LeBron's bus.
I also don't think, just suppose a little credit to Russ, I don't think the Lakers and LeBron and AD and that Darvin Ham handled it well.
That's what I mean.
There's no way
he was thrown under, driven back and forth over, parked on with the bus. He was.
I don't think
I
don't think those teams are ever going to be. There you go. I don't think those teams are ever going to be phenomenal, but they definitely should have been better than they were. They just didn't use their pieces correctly.
I never thought they'd be good, and I was right.
They weren't going to be that bad. I think they handled it poorly. They should have handled.
They did handle it very poorly. Make no mistake. But trading for him was by far the wrong move.
Yeah, it was wrong.
Hey, we could get this guy that shoots a bunch of threes, and LeBron thrives with shooting around him. Now let's get Russ, who's going to throw it off the side of the backboard.
It was wrong, but it could have worked. It just didn't because they did it wrong. What was I saying?
We were talking about Dame.
Oh yeah. See, on the one hand, Dame can play off the ball, but
yes,
that's not his problem. His problem is he provides negative defense.
And in today's league, especially on a competitive team, you have to be able to play defense. And when you enter the playoffs, it's even more important because now they can target you for 7 games. It just be hey, get ready to try and defend Tatum, buddy.
There are very few. Who is the worst defender on a true title contender right now? Who
right
first?
Now?
Let's start with this. Who do you view as the true title contenders right now?
Celtics.
Okay, please.
Celtics, Denver, Oklahoma City, the Clippers.
Okay.
Milwaukee.
Okay.
And I think that's it.
Okay. That's fine. Sure.
Did I miss anybody?
I don't think.
I don't know if Minnesota can do it.
Yeah, sure. But Dame is probably the worst defender in any of those 5 starting lineups. Yes.
Who starts for Oklahoma City? Bear with me. It's Shea,
Jalen Williams, Gordon Hayward, Chet Holmgren, Lou Dort.
Yeah, it's a good defensive team. James
Harden is probably the next. Maybe.
James Harden.
But even him, at least he's stronger. He's a big enough dude where he can he's a good post defender, to give James Harden, I guess, a little bit of credit. He can bang in the post a little bit, at least hold his own for a second.
Yeah, he's got mass.
Exactly. Then who else do you say? Milwaukee, yes. Denver, Jamal Murray, maybe. Maybe that's it. But
maybe. Didn't he get hurt? Is he seriously hurt, or is he just
No, he's okay. I think
just had to leave the game hurt.
No, I think he's okay. He played yesterday. Or 2 days ago, I mean. Ankle, day-to-day ankle, he's fine. Damian Lillard has completely changed the way they play defense, though, because without Jrue Holiday taking on some of those matchups, Giannis has had to do so much more. And that then affects his ability to, because as much as we want to say, be two-way player is important, which it obviously is,
it is.
Being so heavily involved in the offense does drain you on the other end. So it is difficult in that sense too. So
sure,
Giannis having to put so much more energy into defense, not that he wasn't a phenomenal defensive player before. He was a 2-time defensive player of the year, 1 time maybe. Affects his ability on the other end. And so it's this spiral, and Well, I do think that the Bucks definitely needed to address some offensive concerns. I just don't know if trading your all defensive first team guard to a guard that has been consistently on the worst defensive team in basketball for the past decade was the smartest
It's
decision.
about fit, truly. And I think that kind of ties this whole conversation together where we're like, did Russ fit with the Lakers? How hard is it to make a team fit around somebody like Russ? How hard is it to hide somebody like Dame on defense? It puts a lot of extra pressure on the rest of your guys. And I think Giannis has really had a decent season regardless. So it might not be completely fair to be like, this man can't play offense. He just had 46 points. I think against who? I don't remember. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyways, they had a decent game yesterday. They've won 5 in a row since the break. And, Doc might have the boys buzzing.
Well, he's got him something. Now, can we do a validity check? Can we
Of
do
what?
a VAR on their 5-game win streak?
Oh, we want to say it's Mickey Mouse? I'm all for that. That's all
Uh,
I've been doing all year. Anytime any team like puts together a streak and someone's like, well, maybe they can compete with the Celtics, I'm like, oh, nope, Mickey Mouse. Mickey
all
Mouse,
right.
Mickey
So
Mouse.
5-game win over Minnesota. Valid.
Yep.
Sure. Philly, Charlotte, Chicago.
Mickey Mouse. Most Mickey Mouse. Charlotte twice is like, you should have to like pay
Yep.
everybody $500.
Got him. We got him.
Yep.
4K. Got their ass.
Sniped them.
And
Play a real team.
I'm pretty sure that Bulls game was like kind of close for a little while too. Like it was a 10-point game, like going into the fourth. Anyways, yeah, Dame wishes he was
Emails.
Boston so bad. Let's go to the email, see what y'all have to say. But first, we can get some Incognito giveaway now. Spoiler alert, we have a winner because no one commented because we didn't say it at the start of the video. So a hand up, our bad. But somebody said it in the email, and so they will be getting themselves
Bang.
some Incognito. Jacob came to the pregame yesterday, has been saying hello a little bit more lately. Jacob Kochman, you are the, I was about to say you are the weakest. You send us another email with your name and phone number to hbtcpod@gmail.com. We'll get you hooked up with a $10 gift card to Incognito. Thanks for tuning in. All right, RJ says, what's poppin'? Celtics watch party tips. Afternoon, guys. I know the only thing that stresses out Celtics fandom more than failure is success. Let me offer a few tips for keeping your blood pressure low as you watch the green for the last quarter of the season. First,
Right.
broadcast
I like this
game with the sound off. Second, pick a Celtics player. Doesn't have to be a star, and just focus on them at both ends of the floor. Doesn't matter if they have the ball or not. Just watch how they move and flow in all aspects of the game. It takes some practice to stay with them, especially after they take a shot, but it's a fun way to see more of the subtleties of the game. Third, do the same thing, but for the opposition. If you have them, watch the game with your kids and answer their questions, but don't go into the teacher mode. If they cheer for everybody, regardless of the team, let them remind you how much the game is. Oh, be well, RJ. Don't have kids, but I understand. Yeah. W. Thanks.
I'd say that's timeout, but that's not my place to say.
You'd be a great father.
Jacob, I do
Okay.
like the watch one player thing. And I think last night with Tillman kind of debuting for real, we got a little bit of that because I did some off the ball watching of Tillman and stuff, just seeing what he was doing. And it was a lot of fun. So I think RJ makes a pretty good point in that respect.
Yes, agree. Thank you, RJ. Next email from Jacob Kochman. What's popping, guys? This is why you won. He said All-Star Weekend solutions and questions. Hope all is well. I'll just talk about how absolutely garbage most of All-Star Weekend is. Got me thinking of some events that'll never happen, but would be so cool. Sorry, this is another long one, but here we go. All right, let's talk about each of these individually.
Okay.
3-point contest where each competitor has one of the lowest 3-point percentages in the league. Some parameters need to be in place, but just imagine seeing guys like Ben Simmons versus Rudy Gobert in a 3-point shootout. That would be.
I would watch that.
You got me.
Imagine trying to get Ben Simmons to go out there and fail, like knowing he was going to fail. This man won't even play like in a regular game. Never mind if he's literally being set up to fail.
Okay, let me see. So who would be competing in this? Let's say they have to have taken at least 100 threes this year. Yeah, I feel like that's a fair parameter.
Okay.
Because we don't want like Clint Capella out there, do we? Unless
Right.
you do. But I feel like it should just be the guys who actually try to shoot threes
B-ball
that are
Paul.
bad. So at least 100 threes. The worst percentages this season are. Can I go? Why is this not letting me? There's no way that can be true, right? This is telling me that everybody No, this is telling me that everybody who has taken over 100 threes has shot at least 37%, and that's
That's just not
factually,
true.
yeah. So I
Because
don't know
Tatum doesn't
what.
shoot that high. Neither does Jalen.
Yeah, I don't know why this isn't letting me. What the fuck are we doing? What is-
Maybe it's just showing you only the good players, like only the good 3-point shooters.
No, I'm on NBA.com, so it shouldn't.
NBA.com has literally the worst lookup stats ever. It's
This
so
is
bad.
insane.
Would StatMuse be able to tell you that? Let me look. I will pull it up. StatMuse. So we want NBA players who have shot over 100 threes.
Yeah.
Okay. Threes this season. Go ahead, StatMuse. You got it. It doesn't even say attempts. It just says makes.
It's weird. Anyways, I found something similar on what do
Dame,
we call it?
34.5%.
That I just can't. That's really the lowest. That's crazy to me.
Well, this says over 100 makes who have attempt. Let's see attempted.
I feel like I don't know why this isn't letting me look at this. This is crazy.
Okay, I have the attempts up now. Let's look.
Okay, thank you. This is very whack.
Dame, 34.5%. Brooke Lopez, 34.6%. Jalen, 34.8%.
Oh, it's working now. I
But-
got it. Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Do you want me to read these, or you want to go with yours?
You go ahead because I'm not convinced this is right either.
Okay, so I think this is correct. I think we have 100 or fewer, or 100 or more attempts. Russell Westbrook would be the first competitor, shooting 26.8%, which sounds
All
more
right.
right. Vucevic, 27.3% would be next. Jabari Walker would also be there, 27.5. Dyson Daniels, 29.1, and then Alperen Şengün, 29.1. Zach Collins, Jordan Clarkson, Giannis Antetokounmpo would also be competing.
Giannis
So-
in the 3-point contest would be mad funny.
Marcus Smart just avoids.
That's okay. He's hurt. He can't do it.
Although sneaky down the list, if you got enough people to say no, Jordan Poole is close, so you could get some J Poole action.
Jordan Poole's such a bum.
Next idea to make the 3-point contest the guys with the actual highest 3-point percentage with the parameter. I was extremely irritated over the weekend how the league valued star power over actual shooting ability. Excuse me. For example, Sam Hauser's shooting ability is significantly better than Mitchell's from 3. Or is this just more because of more attempts? No, I agree.
No, you're right. We talked about this too. We were like,
Basketball
Hauser
Reference
should be in.
filters it. Yeah, filters it by qualified players. The top 8 this should have been the 3-point contest. Grayson Allen, Aaron Nesmith, Drew Holiday, Luke Kennard, Malik Beasley, Norm Powell, Jalen Williams, and Mike Conley, and then just move down the list as people say no. That's how they should do it every year. But that's not how you get viewership, unfortunately. Number 3, like you guys said in your video with Bobby, bring back the old one-on-one skills challenge races like the one JT beat Trey in.
Facts.
Agree.
Those are fun.
100%. 5-on-5 tournament, 5-minute games, no subs, 2 timeouts like the clutch time mode on 2K, if either of you are familiar. Could select teams in a variety of ways. An interesting one would be to take the top guy from each division and stick them together, or the all-stars from each division on a team. They wouldn't always work out, though. Anyways, however teams are compromised, just run a single elimination tournament and current champion after a few rounds. Agree.
Kind of fun.
Pick
The
6
division
captains.
thing would be interesting.
Pick the 6 top vote getters and have them pick teams. Like
Well, you'd have to do
Schoolyard.
8 for it to be a
Um,
tournament.
I guess, yeah. So it would be, but then that would be 3-on-3 tournament. So it's fine too.
I'm in.
3-on-3 tournament, having big teams like they're at the schoolyard. 5, the best shooter from each team, highest 3-point percentage, represents their team in a 3-point contest. First round is within divisions. Each division winner then faces the others to crown the conference champion. 2 conference champions face off to crown a winner. To save time, you could use both ends of the court. The broadcast could be split screen. That is sick. I actually do like that a lot.
Yeah, and the
Best
players
shooter
wouldn't
from
know
each
how many
team.
they have to make.
Yeah. Best shooter from each team is sick. I like that a lot. I also have one question I was hoping you guys can answer. When a guy gets voted to the All-Star team but gets hurt and has to be replaced, do both guys get the selection on their career resume? For an example, in case I explained that poorly, do both Embiid and Bam get credit for being All-Stars this year? Yes. they do.
Yes.
They're both All-Stars. Yeah, like KP is an All-Star, but he's never played in the game. I promise the IST thoughts email is coming soon. Just wanted to send this one what was relevant. As always, keep the great work. Best regards, Jake. Thanks, Jake.
Thanks, Jake.
We appreciate it. And then
Another
next one Oh, baby. What's poppin'? A few days ago, I did my daily Celtics news Google search and came across Sam's hater index article, and it inspired me to do my own personal one purely for enjoyment, and hopefully yours and other listeners as well. I'll include my reasons for some, but not all of them. All right, you want me to speed run
Right.
through this? 1 through
Let me
30,
do it.
ready?
I'll give you a breather.
Go ahead.
We have Miami at number 1, Lakers 2, Bucks 3, Pacers 4, Knicks 5, Sixers 6, Warriors 7, Wolves 8, Suns 9, Clippers 10, Thunder 11, Magic 12, Raps 13, Hawks 14, Mavs 15, Hornets 16. It's interesting. Spurs 17, Bulls 18, Rockets 19, Nets 20, Wizards 21, Kings 22, Pelicans 23, Blazers 24, Cavs 25. Wow, they're low. Grizzlies 26, Nuggets 27, Pistons 28, and Jazz 29. So, if you would scroll, Jake says, I think 1 through 4 are self-explanatory, with the Pacers at 4 because they always go try hard against the C's, and Aaron Nesmith thinks he's the greatest to ever touch a basketball. The Knicks. The Knicks are so high because now that they have a competent team and above-average head coach, their fan base thinks they're coming out of the East, and that Brunson should be top 3 in the MVP race. Yes. Despite the long-standing rivalry with how bad they were for a while, I was rooting for them for years. Shame on you. But now that's getting harder each day. Yes, it is. I know you guys really like him and how he plays, but since opening night this year, I can't stand Hartenstein either. I can understand the Hartenstein, hey, this guy's annoying, but I think if he was on the Celtics, everyone would be like, respect. Okay. Minnesota. Sure, their come-up story is great, and I'm personally a huge fan of Cat because he's a funny, seemingly nice, overall likable guy. However, for some reason, I don't like Rudy Gobert. I don't hate him either. It's just meh. On the other hand, I can't stand Ant either. A lot of people like his personality, but I don't. This will make me sound like an old man, but he's so arrogant at times, and I don't like that. Like in the most recent game against the C's, he did something big, started celebrating and pounding his chest just to lose the game anyway. When anybody on the Celtics does like a chest pound or jersey pull or anything like that, people get hyped. He's just playing with emotion. I can get it a little bit. And definitely has like a arrogance about him, like in a confident way, which if he was the star player of your team, you'd want him to have. Like when Tatum was like, yo, I think I'm the best every time I go on the floor, and people are getting mad. It's like, well, what do you want him to say? Like if he's like, yeah, I think like I'm not as good as Giannis. Imagine. I don't think that would work.
Yeah, I don't know. You want to keep reading or you want me to go?
Yeah, I'll keep going. I was just giving you a minute to
Fine with
interject
me.
if you'd like to speak in on it. The Suns, since they assembled their vastly underwhelming quote-unquote big 3, Suns fans have gone through phases of being intolerable while thinking the guys they give up the guys that they gave up all of their depth to get, who have barely even played together, will win it all. I also have a very close friend who's a Suns fan, and the number of debates we've gotten into because he thinks they're so great is hilarious. Phoenix has been weird because when they've actually played together, I'm pretty sure they have had a decent record, but they've only played like 20 games, if that, together. So it's kind of hard to be like, hey, Phoenix is back, because if they're not healthy, then they can't win a playoff series.
They're 35-24 now. Like they have beaten the
because they've actually gotten healthy.
Yeah.
We had the whole fucking June month captured, held hostage by Beal's trade request just for him to show up in Phoenix and not play for like 2 months. That was annoying. I agree. Good take. The Mavericks. I can't stand how Mavericks fans think Luka is the clear-cut MVP just because of his stats. The team is not succeeding at the level they should be despite having Luka and Kyrie. Luka does not make the guys around him better. Also, if Tatum's lack of a championship is being held against him in the MVP race, Luka, who's only a year younger, should also be held in the same regard. I think we've talked about this quite a bit, and Luka probably hasn't had the same amount of success that he should have. But at the same time, I personally, and this is just me, I feel like I do hold Luka accountable because I'm like, I don't think this guy's very good because his team doesn't win.
I think people do. I think...
But it is annoying that they're like counting stats. He's the GOAT.
I think relative to the teams they've had around them, Luka's had like fine success for his age. Last year was obviously a disappointment. That's not what I'm saying, but he's made a conference finals. He's won multiple playoff series. Like I'm not gonna say he's been horrendous. And I do think like I'm not saying it's a bad thing because it's just the Celtics have done a better job. But like Tatum's clearly had better teams around him than Luka has.
That's
And like,
true.
that's not a knock
They've
on
had
Tatum or Luka. It's just like a
similar
credit.
friends though on the same
It's
team.
just credit to the Celtics organization. So, yeah, I don't know. I just think Mavericks need to keep figuring out how to put the best team possible around Luka, which is more difficult than putting one around Tatum.
I will run through these last three, and we will get going. The Spurs. I put the Spurs at 17 because I'm still irritated with all the Wemby hype. I can respect this. Although it's died down a lot, and the Wemby fanboys who think he's already surpassed MJ as the GOAT, he has sky-high potential, but he hasn't reached that yet. So let's relax a little bit, Spurs fans. I can respect the hate. Just hating on Wemby for no reason, I'm in. I love that. The Nuggets.
I love Wemby for what it's worth.
I like
love
Wemby too, but I
Wemby's
can
sick.
respect somebody planting their flag and be like, no, fuck this guy. Fuck you. I don't
I
like him.
agree. And it's good to get your thing in early because that motherfucker's going to be in the way a lot.
That's true. Yeah. Denver. A few years ago, I decided to pick a Western Conference team or a quote unquote late night team. That's kind of fun, as I called it. I don't know why, but I chose the Nuggets. They were the first NBA team I saw play, Nuggets versus Knicks at MSG, since I'm not actually from Boston. Now, there's two reasons why they're not at the very bottom spot. One is because the last time they played the Celtics, they played like crybabies and seemed to have every call going their way. The other reason is because of the Jazz. All right. Lastly, the Jazz. The Jazz would not or would be a neutral team if it weren't for a few reasons. First, Danny is obviously out in Utah now and is trying to rebuild that team, which is somewhat starting to blossom finally. Sorry. I thought it.
Here, I'll move it up for you.
It's hard to dislike the team that's being built by the man who set up the Celtics for success before he left. 2, the Jazz aren't a championship contender and threat yet, so it's okay to root for them. Facts. 3rd, recently my brother, who is also a C's fan, moved out to Utah for school, so by default, we've both become Jazz fans. Jack, I'd love to hear your hater index since we've already heard Sam's. Let me know what you guys think of mine. Well, if you listen to the early part of the pod, you would know Jack doesn't hate anybody. As always, keep up the great work, Jake.
Thanks, Jake. I don't know I don't know who I hate. Like, I think Lakers. If you made me choose top 5, I think Lakers, Heat would be 1, 2, and whatever order you want to put them in. Lakers probably 1, Heat probably 2.
First, especially with LeBron.
Yeah, I'm more recency biased, I guess, but like, so I might put the Heat personally first because like I care about right now more, and the Lakers don't matter right now. Realistically, 3, like I'd say I don't really. Mine aren't really hating, just like rivals, I guess.
You're struggling to say anything mean about any of the teams.
Well, it's not mean, but I was gonna say like I'll probably put the Bucks 3rd, the Warriors 4th, but it's not because I dislike those teams, just because I feel like
who do you like to see lose the most?
I don't like this. Like I don't
when you like look at your like score app and you're like, huh, that team lost, like you don't have that.
No. I don't. Like it's the Cavs, the Bucks, and the Sixers, but only because it gives the Celtics a bigger gap in the East. Yeah, I don't like want teams to lose because I like watching them lose. I don't think, at least. You know what? I like it when Miles Bridges loses. That's
Number one, I hate Miles Bridges.
Yeah, I don't think that's anything crazy either. He's number one.
No, it's not. But
Fuck Miles Bridges.
So funny.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Get him out the league. Get him off Grant's team. All right.
I don't want him to corrupt Grant.
Yeah, fuck him. Fuck that guy, man.
Grant becomes a criminal. He turns to a life of crime.
Horrendous human being, and shame on Draymond for that fucking stupid comment.
Draymond is such a moron too.
Loser. All right, let's go to the NBA standings.
Want to do that on the show? It's okay.
Fuck that guy.
Okay.
Not worth it.
All right,
let's see the NBA standings. Let's see how teams around the league are doing. We've actually had a few games since the All-Star break, so we might have some new stuff to check out.
I've been looking forward to this since I woke up today. So go ahead.
Pistons no longer. Let's start at the bottom. Pistons no longer the worst team.
Started from the bottom. Now we're here. Pistons back out of the trenches. They are head and shoulders above the Washington Wizards.
Well, let's be clear here. If the wins column are heads and the loss columns are shoulders, they are literally one single shoulder above. They are above. This is true.
The Pistons are 9-50. The Wizards are 9-51.
Yeah.
Ass. And the Pistons Wizards little rivalry, whatever you want to call it, because it is a little bit of a rivalry. Because Kuzma went on Twitter and was like, "You don't want to be the team to lose to the Pistons," and now his team has a worse record than the Pistons. Kind of funny. Also, pretty funny. Wizards have lost 14 in a row.
Yeah.
We have a streak on our hands, Jack. And I know we did this on the pregame show. Should the Wizards lose their next 13 games, they will have a chance to earn loss number 28 in a row.
Tie the record.
Against our Pistons.
Yeah.
The Pistons can bury Kuzma and the Wizards.
They can force them to tie their own record.
If you're a broadcast network, a partner of the NBA, that has to be prime time.
You need it so bad. I need it so bad.
I
would do playback. We'll do playback.
We said it. Yeah, if that happens, playback unless the Celtics are on.
100%. I'll be thrilled. Also, Sam, this is like not podcast content, but Celtics did just cancel practice 30 minutes ago, so we were good on time.
What the fuck?
It was literally like while we were recording. It is nothing I could do, unfortunately.
I skipped a chest exercise for this.
I know.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I literally see the email 43 minutes ago, so 10 minutes into our recording, they canceled it. So
that just means you get to relax today, Jack.
They cooked us. Yeah, I have time to do my work, which is nice. Yeah. Pistons suck. Celtics now
Pistons
full.
You take that back.
Sorry. Wizards suck. Sorry, I misspoke.
Yes.
Pistons W.
Have some fucking respect.
Celtics full 8-game lead on the Bucks and the Cavs now, which is insane. Bucks and the Cavs who are tied in terms of standings right now, at least in terms of games back. Knicks who are sliding, only a half game up on the Sixers.
Why would you spread that on this show? We don't like to do negativity.
Knicks, Sixers, Magic are now in a tight race with the Heat and the Pacers. This 4-8 race is actually kind of fun right now. This is very
it's fun until the Celtics are trying to figure out who the fuck they're going to play.
Yes, but at the same time, like, I think the Celtics beat the Knicks, Sixers, Magic in a playoff series. I think they beat the Pacers. They just might be tired, and I think getting the Heat off their back early is a fine thing, like our chat has pointed out. So I'd
be sick as if they played Chicago.
Chicago or Atlanta would be pretty cool as well. Yeah, no complaints here. But
which is kind of sick about being the 1 seed, like you're guaranteed 8 through 10.
I think yes.
Well,
I also think it's
not.
no, you're
7
guaranteed
lose.
7 through 10. Well, like, that's what happened to the Celtics last year, buddy. Like, what are we
Yeah.
talking about? I think it is still fun for us to root for because now we can just root for the teams we don't want the Celtics to play to get into that 5-6.
I'd love to see Indiana just. If I could pick, I would want to see them play the Bucks.
Who? The Celtics?
No, Pacers.
Oh, yes, agree. So we're rooting for Indy to get up into that 7-6.
Cleveland, Milwaukee are tied.
So what's your favorite 1-8 now? I think Bulls and 8.
I could pick any.
Yeah, Bulls and 8 would be my favorite. Heat missed the playoffs, but let's keep it in terms of like this exact 1-8. So say the Bulls and the Hawks missed.
So I would like to see. Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if Embiid comes back, do you really want to play Philly in the first round and have to fucking deal with that?
No. So if I'm the Celtics, I'd
probably say Miami. They've had their way with Miami this season.
Yeah, I guess get the monkey off the back. Or do you just hope? I think Miami or Indy are the best. Or Orlando.
Orlando's
honestly,
also fallen off a cliff, not for nothing.
Yeah, honestly, give me Orlando. Put Orlando in 8. Give them like I think Orlando they would value the playoff experience, and the Celtics would take them out in 5 or 4 and get them out of there. I'd want Bucks versus Pacers. I'd want Cavs versus Magic or Cavs versus Sixers because I don't care about either of those teams. And then I'd want Heat Knicks because I feel like that'd be really fun.
I think Cavs Knicks would be fun.
Rematch.
Rematch.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't care about the Cavs that much. And
I
I
don't
think
care
the
about him
Heat,
either.
and I would also want one of Miami or New York to be out. I'll put it that way.
I would love for New York to lose in the first round. Are you
Exactly.
kidding me?
Or
The
I would love
circle
for
jerk
Miami
comes to an end prematurely.
I mean,
Yeah.
think about it that way. Like, yes, you'd have to deal with one of those two fan bases winning a playoff series, but you guarantee that one of them loses a playoff series.
That is a good point.
You know what I'm
If the
saying?
Knicks lost, it would be fantastic.
Mm-hmm. And if the Heat lost, that'd
Bing
be
bong.
fantastic too.
See,
Heat fans are annoying.
I don't know. I could have said the same last year. I think Miami's dead. So
We said
when
this
will
last
I
year.
learn?
Yeah, brother. You of all people need to know. All right, Western Conference quick. Timberwolves Thunder still atop Thunder half game back. Nuggets 1 game back of the Wolves. Clippers 3 games back. And then you got the giant conglomerate within 3 games of Suns, Pelicans, Kings, Mavericks, Warriors, Lakers there. And then the Jazz are cooked. Jazz, Rockets, Grizzlies, Blazers, Spurs are done.
Lakers. All the way
yeah.
down at 10. Hate to see it.
They are, but they're only 3 games out of 5. So unfortunately.
It's okay. They're in 10th. Golden State,
okay.
by the way.
Yeah, cooking.
10 of their last 12 they won.
Yeah, they're cooking and they're coming to Boston on Sunday, so that's big time.
Guess who won't be
Let's
watching?
see. I want to do the same thing for the West though. So what are your ideal, like, give me this in the West?
I would like to see.
Well, since it's a bit closer here, because any of these 7 through 10 can make the playoffs, who do you want to see miss the playoffs? Lakers
The
and
Lakers.
who? Well, I know, the Lakers and Kings.
Lakers and Dallas.
Sure. I'll disagree with you, but only because I want to watch Luka in the playoffs, because I enjoy watching Luka in the playoffs.
You can just watch him play my career again with more people watching.
Yeah, so we can hit some super cool game winners. I enjoy watching Luka. I do.
I think it would be fun to see a Timberwolves Warriors matchup because Draymond choked Gobert.
Sure. Sure.
I think an OKC Phoenix matchup would be very fun.
I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how it happened, but I really want Dallas Phoenix somehow. Booker Luka in the playoffs is sick.
I would like to see Denver. I don't know.
Ooh, Phoenix Golden State would be fun. Kevin Durant Warriors.
Phoenix would be. Kevin Durant Thunder is not fun to you?
That is fun too. Is that what? Yeah, that is fun too. I think both would be fun though. I think the Suns are just the most interesting playoff team. That would be sick. I agree. I don't care who the Timberwolves play. I think Steph
just sucks. Like a lot of these top West teams are like boring in terms of storylines / like excitement. Not that the team sucks. It's just like you said, like I don't really care who the Timberwolves play. Even the Jokic is fire. Like I don't really care who Denver plays. I would like to see a Clippers Lakers playoff series eventually, but I would like LeBron to not make the playoffs.
Sure. That's fine. I'd like to see the Nuggets play the Mavericks somehow, but only because Markieff Morris is on the team. I don't want to see Jokic beat the shit out of him again. Is he still even on the team? Markieff?
I don't think so.
Maybe they're just talking out my ass. He is on the team.
He is? Oh.
Yeah. Hanging out.
My face.
He's played he played a few days ago. Not against Celtics, but he's played in 18 games this year. Come on, respect him. All right. Let's move on to the next thing. We spent enough time fucking around. Injuries have started to ramp up around the NBA. Players are getting hurt. Specifically, players are just breaking their hands. Scottie Barnes broke his hand out indefinitely. Russell Westbrook left the game because he also broke his hand. It is weird that hands. Yeah, it is weird that just like 2 long-term injuries came out on the same day, and they're both like, yeah, these guys both broke their hands.
They did a fist bump.
That is very random, though. I don't really know.
Kind of for the Raptors. I mean, I'm sure they're not eager to win games here. I'm sure they wouldn't mind a couple extra losses. The Clippers, I mean, Russ is coming off the bench, so it's not a massive loss, and he'll probably be back for the playoffs.
Yeah, but
sure,
it's still
better than anything in the lower part of the body. That's for sure.
I've got the Brentford game up next to me, and one of my buddies texted me. who's a Chelsea fan, who's they're playing. He goes, L Brentford. And I go, a lot of game left. And Brentford's now up 2-1 on Chelsea. That's fucking.
Liverpool 0-0. They get you put on the back of the net, buddy.
It is disastrous. Yoan Visa just hit a bicycle kick to score for Brentford. So that was sick as fuck. That was very sick. So I'm just getting text updates from my buddies who are like, Brentford, who are like non-Chelsea fans. But yeah, weird day for hand injuries. On top of that, signings around the league are starting to ramp up. You're seeing the buyout market take shape. You're seeing players get bought out. The deadline for being bought out, while it's still available for playoff teams, like to play in the playoffs, was the 1st, I believe, of March.
Okay.
Which is why you're seeing a lot. Marcus Morris bought out. Shake Milton bought out. Mike Muscala got bought out and signed with Thunder. We did the video. Signed with OKC.
Yep.
Lakers brought in Harry Styles. That was bad. Harry Giles.
I'm so out of it. I wouldn't even have noticed because I'm like looking at the sheet, so like I just read it as you said
They
it.
sound the same. In my defense, and I tweeted out breaking news: the worst person you know makes a great point, and it's just the Lakers. Nets
post.
converted Jalen Williams and signed Jacob Gilyard to a 2-way deal, and then Jamari Bouye signed with the Spurs. And I only put this on here because they sniped the Heat. And I don't know if you know anything.
Spurs.
I don't know if you know anything about Jamari Bouye. But he had been
all I need to know is the Heat wanted him.
He was on the Heat's G League team. He was absolutely murdering the G League for the past 3 games. The last 3 games he put up 26, 15 assists, 8 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block, 36 points, 15 assists, 8 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block, 26 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 blocks. He's averaging 29, 11, 9, 2, and 0.6 blocks. he's just killing the G League. And now the Spurs got him to run some point guard, maybe. So shout out the Spurs for sniping the G League, the Heat. W. All right. Next thing is the Hornets hiring Jeff Peterson. So Jeff Peterson is going to be the new head of basketball operations for the Hornets. I don't know if the title's GM or president of basketball operations. He's their decision maker. Yeah, he's in charge effectively. And why this is so relevant or interesting, he's 35 years old. Most tweeted
Brad.
I think 45?
Oh.
40 maybe. Brad Stevens is 47, yeah.
He looks 47?
Yeah, he looks young though. He looks very young. Well, because when he started as head coach of the Celtics, he was 32?
Damn.
Woj tweeted at 35, Peterson is completing a meteoric rise to become the NBA's youngest lead front office exec. Emerged for owners Rick Schnall and Gabe Plotkin out of a search that included interviews with 12 candidates. Now Peterson will be tasked with leading the Hornets rebuild. They poached him from the Nets.
He's in a decent spot. Hornets kind of seem like they're kind of figuring it out right now. They've got decent pieces. I mean, good for him. Glad it's not Austin Ainge. Saw that tweet come out as absolutely fucking not.
Don't ruin what you got here.
Cool, man. Yeah, Hornets.
Yeah, I will say, Hornets owners Rick Schnall, Gabe Plotkin. Those have to be 2 of the worst names on the planet, right? Those really,
especially
bad
after
names.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, those are really bad names. Rick Schnall, Gabe Plotkin. What are we doing? Those last names are really tough.
I wonder if they are what's the word? Associated with any kind of descendancy.
Don't care.
Oh, okay, Jack.
They're fun. Going from who owns your team? Yeah, Michael Jordan. Who owns your team? Yeah, Schnall and Plotkin. It's not very cool. It doesn't roll off the tongue as nicely as Mr. Mike. Other news, the NBA officially denied the Knicks protest of their game against the Rockets. This was the one we went over in the pod.
Yes,
Aaron Holiday
they did get fucked.
Yeah, they did. However, they did get a little bit of a makeup call a couple games later when Stevenson.
And if I was God and I got to pick, I would have picked that it happened where they won the protest but lost to the Pistons.
Well, Sam, this is what you're not considering. So let me run you a scenario. Basketball gods come down. screw the Knicks, right? They want to
I
apologize.
am basketball god.
Yeah, basketball gods come down. Screw the Knicks. I want to apologize. So they allowed Dante DiVincenzo to edge rated R
Spear.
superstar Spear, Asar Thompson, or Amen Thompson on the play. Now, basketball gods are like, all right.
I think it is Asar.
Asar, yeah. No, Asar's on the. Oh, yeah, he's on the Pistons. You're right. Fucking Twins. Fuck
My Pistons.
He goes, okay, now we have to find a way to make up to the Pistons. And you might not realize it, but he is making it up to the Pistons.
Are they rigging the lottery?
No. He's saying, you know what, Pistons?
He's saying Wizards losing?
You're next. Yeah. He's saying basketball gods, Pistons are bad. You know, we messed that one up for you. You know what we're going to do? We're going to give you a chance to let the Wizards tie the streak, and he's going to let the Wizards go on.
I mean, the basketball god has been fucking the Pistons in every possible way. I mean, they were the worst team last year. They missed out on Wemby. Then they lose the most games ever. I mean, come on. Monty Williams.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's got to make it up somehow, and maybe it's just through the Wizards, and then the Wizards get maybe Jordan Poole quits. That's the basketball god saying sorry, Washington. Then everyone can be
Jordan
happy.
Poole retires. Imagine if he just was like, I'm retiring.
Yeah, I got my ring. Got to play my career for a year. I'm good.
That'd be crazy.
Also, I just saw this in like the fan-sided chat. Somebody sent a tweet. Apparently, there was a quarter last night that the Pacers didn't have a single defensive rebound.
I would put my head right in the microwave.
That is so like I don't think we can fully comprehend how difficult it is to not have a single defensive rebound in a game. Like that is really difficult to do. I'm about to look this up,
guys.
That was in the what quarter? Okay, so they had one. Oh my god, it was the first quarter of the game against
Catastrophe.
Wait, this is
whoever put that stat out has to they are obligated to tell you the last time that happened.
They had 2 offensive rebounds, but oh my fucking god! You want to know why they didn't have a defensive rebound? The Pelicans shot 20 of 22 and 9 of 9. Or 5 of 5. Sorry, 5 of 5.
Right,
20
right
of 22,
in the microwave.
5 of Look at this. Look at this first quarter box score for the Pelicans. Oh my, they had 48 points in the first quarter.
This is the only way the Celtics would lose a playoff game at all.
Oh,
you heard it here.
And it was just Ingram missed 2 shots, and that was it. Everyone else made every single shot.
They should have made him walk home.
This is incredible. Like, this is difficult to do. Oh my god, they had 2 offensive rebounds. So the 2 times they missed, they grabbed the offensive rebounds.
Yeah, because they didn't get a defensive rebound.
Yeah. Sorry,
I would be furious.
Oh my god.
The Bernie Sanders meme would be like telling them we're no longer asking for 5 different things.
Holy shit. This is insane. And then yeah. Wow. And then they just get it anyways. Oh my god. That's really impressive. Sorry, I thought that was funny. So let's do the rat list here. Sam, would you like to kick us off?
Yeah. Well, LeBron might by this time you're listening to this have 40 points. All right, rat list.
Sorry, I forgot to put it in my top thing
it's
where
okay.
I did timestamps.
That's all we have to do.
All right, LeBron could have 40K when you're talking about this. Thumbs up. Cool.
All right. I'll start with this. Rat list credit card companies. Now, I got my first credit card last year. Don't know if I was late or not, but I did. I got my first.
I also did last year, so you're good.
Just because you want to build credit. This is a big time. Be careful who you call ugly in middle school. Because when I was applying, people were like, nah, no thanks. We don't want you. Tell you who was Capital One, Open Arms was like, we'll love you forever.
W.
Now all of a sudden you got Citibank, Discover Card.
Wait.
Discover Card again. Actually, Citizens is my actual bank.
Wait.
Just got all the fucking trash, stupid spam letters every time I come home. Leave me the fuck alone. All right, you didn't want me a year ago. Fuck off. Go fuck yourself.
I never get mail, and I come into my house today, and we've got We've got City Card, and we've
Yep.
got Capital One right on my
Well,
doorstep.
Capital One, respect.
Mine's Discover Card respect. They sent me
Okay.
one, so I
All right.
Discover Card was to me too. I also got insurance bill and T bill, which we can rat list the T. Yeah, so I'll rat list here, and I'll give you a live thing. So it's more rat list me because I'm telling on myself. But so they did away with like you don't pay when you go in anymore. Like you have to pay on your phone, and like go to an app and then pay there.
Yeah,
And I
you-
always
Oh, they
always
make you
forget.
do it on the app. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
done the T app because I took the train when we went to Vegas. I took the
So
commuter rail from Warwick.
I always forget. So they just send me a monthly parking invoice now. So I never know how much I owe. I only owe $48. That's not bad at all. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, just a few non-payment citations that I need to pay. That's not that bad though. I can do that. So I need to pay the T. The government wants my money. Unfortunately.
always
Although
wants your-
I will say
Well, I don't know if you did I did just my taxes. I mean, how much more money can I give you people?
so my story is so I think I told you about this. I had an app where it took a little bit out of my bank account, like it took $1 or 50 cents every day, right? Put it in different accounts. And I had this for like 4 years. But when my bank account got hacked, remember that? It shut it down.
Yes.
And so I couldn't transfer it to a new card. It was just like, no, we have to take it all out and you have to reset a new account. And I was like, whatever. And so they sent me checks with all my money in it. And
Disaster.
I had this for 3 years, and it was taking out like $4 a day for 3 years. So like do the math, like it's a lot of
Yeah.
money in there.
That's like
so
$1,200, $1,300.
it was a lot more than that. 10x. But so there was that, and that was annoying. But the fact that they sent me checks was also annoying because I'd like cash them, and then my bank fucked me around a little bit and said, "Oh, we have to put these on hold because it's over a certain amount," and I don't have a limit, so it shouldn't have done that. But the W part was they sent me 4 checks for, I'll just say around like 3,000 each, right? Because I just saved up a bunch over those years. But W part, I used one of the checks for my taxes, one of the checks to pay off my credit card, and then I got 2 checks just to put in my savings. So I was like, this is honestly the perfect fucking time for this. This is great.
Just
So I was
raking in
happy.
the dollars.
Anti-ratless. It was great. Well, it was like free money because it's like,
Yeah.
you know, have you ever heard of it was people call it girl math, but it's like boy math. It's like I didn't know that money existed because it was just in a savings account that I never paid attention to. So in my mind, I didn't have that money. So that's just free money at this point.
See, like I used to say that like with like tax returns, and this
Yes,
is not
it's
like
free.
me bitching once again that I had to pay taxes,
Yeah.
but like I would be like, yeah, I love tax season because I get like free money. My dad would be like, well, it's actually your money. Like,
No, it's free money. It's absolutely free money.
that's
100%.
your money. They owe you. Like it should be your money. It's like, all right. fine.
No, see, my thing is, if the money leaves my bank account, that money's gone, right? No matter what. Like, I'm not getting it back, right? Like, I have some money in my Venmo, but that's like that money doesn't exist because it's not my bank account. Like, I have this money that was in the savings. That's not my bank account. I have a second debit account with Harbor One that I like don't
Yep.
use, and so that money doesn't exist. Like, it doesn't exist. And so when I have to use that money, or like when somebody asks me to Venmo them and I just have it Venmo balance, it's free because I don't have that money. It's just free, and so I didn't have to pay. It's free money. It's like when you return something that you bought, that's free money. Because
It's free money. Yeah.
you know what I'm
It's money you
saying?
didn't
Like,
have.
exactly. I'm also lazy, so I'll just not return stuff sometimes because I'm lazy. Be like, yeah, it's all right. The money's gone.
It's true. Rat list. You know what?
Mhm.
I will present it like
Shams.
this.
Sorry.
No, not shams. I'm just thinking. I hate to do this. Rat list the Tatum twos.
Really? I just got mine. I haven't tried them yet.
So I wore my Tatum twos twice. Second time I wore them, I was walking, smoked my fucking ankle. Ankle was fucked.
Was it the Tatum's fault or was it just a bad step?
So I'll take some accountability. I did just miss my step, but
Walking on a flat surface?
yeah, I just missed.
You just stepped
My
on the side of
toe
your
got
foot?
caught,
Mm.
and here's the thing: it's my right ankle. When we played Sunday, and also before this happened, I was like, "Huh, my right shoe feels a bit looser than it normally would," and then I smoked my ankle.
What, did
Played
Nish not
through for
tie
2
it?
hours like a warrior.
Yeah,
Hit a game winner, nonetheless.
huge, big,
Yeah.
love it.
But then went home to have a grapefruit around my fucking foot.
Yep, that's how it works.
But
Play
I
for
might
the
be back.
adrenaline.
Not
W.
running today, not running tomorrow. We'll see how I feel Monday, and maybe I'll get back on the court. But
Mhm.
my goodness, it was a lot of pain.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
I woke up to take a piss on Thursday or Wednesday into Thursday overnight.
Hmm.
Went, walked over, pissed. I thought my fucking ankle was broken. Because it was all
Yeah,
stiff from sleeping.
Mhm.
Oof.
It's tough. The
Disaster.
day after is always rough.
I will say this: Tatum 2 is definitely more durable. Tatum 1s, they snap at the
Yeah.
bottom and whatever.
They look more durable. I'm excited to try them. This isn't like a rat list item, but it's a rat list story. So I was driving Henry home the other day from work, which I know you
always
get a
on the
kick out
rat
of.
list. I
No,
get a kick out of
Henry's not.
Henry getting chauffeured around.
Henry's not on the rat list, but it's a rat list story.
Oh.
So he was talking to my mom, and I forget what my mom did, but rat list has become a threat in my household. So Henry, like when my mom
I
does
like
something
this.
that annoys Henry will just go, "Mom, rat list." And she'll be like, "You don't have the power to do that." She literally goes like, "You don't have the power to put me on the rat list. You can't do that." And Henry goes, "I'll tell Jack. I swear to God, I'll do it." And so they're just like threatening each other with the rat list, like through me, because they know that I'll like. I mean, this is it's not the biggest show, but it's relative to like they'll know that a few hundred people will see them on the fucking rat list if they do something that's wrong.
Did
Yeah.
Grace ever listen back to you being like, "Hey, Grace is in my room," and she was like, "Hi, Sam," and I was like, "Get the fuck out."
No, I don't think she did.
So rat list, me being unable to read. So, tomorrow, as you listen to this today, is my girlfriend's birthday, so I'm completely not wanting
Happy
to
birthday
be
from
on the
HBTC
show.
to you. We wish
Yeah,
it was our
whatever. I'm
birthday so
missing
we
you.
can
There's
fight.
no song.
Hey, happy birthday, Kaylin.
But anyways, like I'm like going around getting birthday gifts. I go into Barnes and Noble. You may say, Sam,
Mhm.
why are you in there? And I would say they have like kind of like cool like craft things you can like get. Like there's like this little book that's
Sure.
like what I like about you, and it like gives you prompts and it's like Mad Libs, whatever. So, anyways, I walk into Barnes and Noble, and I have not been into Barnes and Noble in a very long time.
Yeah.
Probably since like I was 10, at least. Like at least, damn, dude, fucking 13 years, 14 years, 15
That is
years.
crazy. We are old as shit.
Yeah, old as dirt. So, anyways, I'm in there and I'm looking around. I'm like, you know what? The vibes in here is like pretty good. Like, I like the vibes in here. Like looking around at all the books and stuff.
I agree. I like
And then
Barnes
I
Noble.
just realized I was like, I would never read any of these books.
No, that's the
I was
issue.
like, I don't read.
I do the same thing all the time. Like, Jesus Christ, Brentford sucks. I'll do it every once in a while. And it's whack because I like the idea of reading. Like I like the idea.
That's what I mean. Like I was looking at all the books. I was like, this would be sick. Like, look,
right?
I
Like
bet some of these stories are really good.
I'm never gonna do it. I'm just never gonna
Read. I'm like, oh,
I 100%
I can like
agree.
play Xbox and
Yep.
rot my brain. So yeah, rat list, like the idea of reading. I was like, this is actually kind of a cool story, but I will never come back. I will never be back here.
What's the last book / series that you read?
I don't even think I read books in college.
I didn't either.
I just like would spark note them.
Yeah, I'd have to go back to like the books that they forced us to read in high school.
Yeah, I have not read a
like-
book since I was a senior in high school when we would have designated reading time in my English class.
When was the last book you read by choice? Have you ever read a book by choice? Definitely.
No,
when
I
you were a
have.
kid.
I have.
Fuck these stupid motherfuckers, Brentford, man. You fucking idiots.
I mean, I bought this fucking Spider-Man magazine. I haven't read it. It's a magazine.
Yeah.
This is a catastrophe. I mean, RJ sent us that email. He was like, "Who's your favorite writer?" I was like, "I don't fucking read, dude. I can't."
I think excuse me, some of the last I read Jake Fisher's book, at least most of it. I think I got stuck, but I got distracted. Built to Lose was good.
Yeah.
Um,
Probably
before
should
that.
read books more.
Me too. But before that, like
There's no time for books.
Harry Potter 5th grade, maybe.
Diary of a
Uh,
Wimpy Kid, I think, is
you know
like
what
off
book?
the top of my head the last thing I was like, this.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid was fire.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid, I could read in one sitting. The whole
100%. It hits.
Because there was no.
You know what
chapter.
other? You remember 39 Clues? You ever read 39 Clues?
No.
That book series fucking hits. Like that's a series I would consider reading right now. Genuinely,
Really?
that series fucking. So do you? Have
Should
you
we
heard
do
of it?
a How About Them Celtics book club? Imagine
Yes,
in the summer we're just reading.
I'm
books.
down. Yeah,
I'm
we'll read a
probably
book.
Not down.
We'll be intelligent. Oh God, please.
You know what I thought about for the summer? Comment if you would watch this. If we did a team up, me and you, and we rebuilt the Pistons on 2K.
I'm so down. I was thinking something like this the other day. Do you know what I want to do? Have you heard of the game Infinite Craft?
No.
So it's like, do you know like the concept of like the alchemy games where you combine things and they make
No.
things? You've never played alchemy?
No.
So so alchemy would be like water and dirt, you make mud, right? Mud and fire, you make lava, right? And you go down the thing. But Infinite Craft, you can make anything. And like when I say anything, like you can make like literally anything. So you could probably make Jason Tatum in Infinite Craft, but you would have to figure out a way to get to like Celtics and then like player or Celtics and 0 or Celtics. You know what I'm saying? Like you would have to find your way from like the 4 core
I'm
elements of
kind of
like.
I can't like picture this in my head.
Let me show you. I can pull it up. Can you move, Matt?
Yeah, I'll take the thing off the screen.
So like this is absolutely not something we should do in season because it would take a while, but this would be a cool video or stream for the summer. So this is Infinite Craft, and I watched some streamers that I enjoy watching play it. Here it is. One sec. I have to pull it up. I got a lot of stuff running on my computer right now. All right.
Computer's gonna blast off.
So you see this. You see the blank screen.
All right.
You start with these 4 things, right? In the top right. Water, fire, wind, earth. And then you put like if I put water and fire together, steam, right?
Okay.
You get mud, fire, mud, you get wind and brick.
Oh.
It has you
We
basically
can stop
like,
right there. You have a lot of NBA players.
yeah, you get brick and like but like you can make anything. Like you can make Spider-Man, you can make Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2, the movie. Like you can make very specific everything. And so
you have to
find a way,
like make human and then they have an offspring.
Effectively. You can make that. You can make any like, and it's not all PG either. Like I made fucking sashimi, flying fish plus flying like it. You can do anything you fucking want. So you would have to get to like, okay, now I'm stuck in a rut. See,
Make
okay,
a dragon.
Sam, when I say anything, like not like a couple things, like anything. So those two don't combine, but like
This
water
is just
dragon.
a great way to waste your fucking day. I'll tell you that,
dude. So I made water dragon. So what's wind dragon? Tornado and fire is volcano. Volcano and earth is lava. Dude, like you can spend hours and hours. Swamp. What's swamp and fire? I think you can make you make Shrek. I think Shrek's in the game. Barn. What is barn plus dragon?
I thought that.
Do you see what I mean? Do you see how you can get like? I made fucking Rice Krispies.
So we need to do this for
Snapchat.
Monday. We need to make a bracket. It's March.
Oh, we do.
I forgot. I don't want to do it
I
right
did too. You don't want to make a bracket for this episode?
now. No. We're
Okay, well, this can have been our bracket then. We'll do this. We did
Jack
forget.
just spamming.
Fucking Farmville the video game. Do you see what I mean though? How you like you could get to Jason Tatum. Like absolutely. He is easily famous enough. It's just a matter of like how. Right? So like castle and water is maybe moat. Yep. Wonder what moat and fire is. Nothing. But like we just got to figure out a way to get to Tatum.
All right, we're wrapping this up because you'll do this all day.
Sorry. You can see how I get distracted though. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate it very much. Make sure to subscribe. You were done with the rat list, right? I assume.
Yeah, that was my last
right.
one. Is I'm like, I'll never read a book again.
Okay. We will make sure to have a bracket prepared for the next episode. Should we do brackets on Talking C's too, or should we keep that trivia?
Keep it trivia.
All right. We'll bring a bracket for the next full length pod. Sorry about that, chat.
I thought about it yesterday too. It's my fault. I forgot to mention it.
That's all right. We did a long pod today, anyways. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe. Comment what's popping. Is it the Celtics background for you? It still shows rat list for me.
Now
so
it's
weird.
now
There it
it's
is.
fixed.
I had to switch. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. Leave a like, subscribe. I'll let Sam take it out.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening or watching. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel with the notification bell so you don't miss any of our daily uploads. These pods are coming at you Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. Talking C's will be there for you Monday, Wednesday, Friday live. For the time being, we'll be live on all 3 days. And also game recaps day after the game and before the game. We're here a half hour before for pregame, so come hang out. It's a ton of fun. Had a great stream for the Mavs game. Well, I won't be here Sunday, so I don't know. I'll be here Tuesday. Jack will have somebody.
We'll be good.
But yeah, subscribe. You can also find us on Spotify and Apple. The full pods and game recaps will be there, audio only, and leave a 5-star review. You can also email us. You saw the emails today. hbtcpod@gmail.com is a great way to get in touch with us. Big thanks to RJ and Jake who reached out to us today. You can also find us on socials at How About Them C's, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook is just the name of the pod. The streams are there, and YouTube and Twitter. Jack's Twitter with the new very handsome profile picture is at Jack Simone NBA. Mine is at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us.